Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Week 5, the halfway point of MLD Season 6. This is the last day as well. It is Showdown Sunday. We've got 3 more matches, 3 more sets of 5 to bring your way. My name, as usual, is Chimblade, and in the booth, as well as in the chat, as well as pressing the production buttons, is Inanimate J. Jay, how are you doing?
You know, for a guy that doesn't wear hats, I wear a lot of hats around here. But I'm doing well. The brisk chug from Friday night seems to have not taken me in my sleep, so I think I'm okay. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check out the VODs from Friday night. Check the clips all around the internet, because personally, it's there. I didn't enjoy it greatly, but everybody else did. So it is what it is.
Sometimes you got to take one for sometimes you have to be the clown, take one for the team, and I mean, if you can embarrass yourself just to get, 30 maybe like 300 strangers on the internet to laugh, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth embarrassing yourself for 300 strangers. So we appreciate your sacrifice, because I had a good laugh out of it. I know a lot of people did. And I mean, Friday night in the Rocket Daily stream, we were going through all the clips, and that was by far the best play of the night. So that's all I'm saying. I just enjoyed it. That's all I got to say.
Didn't even make the nominees for that night, though. I'm so disappointed in myself for that. Oh, well. But Platinum League action, and I should point out that this is a rematch from last season's championship. This is the one we've been waiting for a while. It's the Ducks against the Flames. Completely new rosters, though, but the franchise is with history, as the Ducks took a sweep of the Flames for their second consecutive championship last season. So I'm sure the Flames looking to even up the score here. It'll be Fitz and Viper for the Flames. Rage Kane and Chris P in for the Ducks. We'll get them set to get underway in this set of 5. All matches here played for statistics purposes. Make sure everybody gets the same number of games in the regular season. Ducks in their traditional blue with yellow trim. The Flames in orange with yellow. As everybody gets slotted in. Shimblade, what are you feeling about this one?
If it's a rematch, I think that the Flames, just as a name, have something to prove for themselves. And because they have something to prove, I hope they come out on fire. No puns intended. But we'll see if it works out. 0-0. It's a clean slate in the opening game of the series of 5. Once again at the half-week point. Jay, do you, by any chance, know the exact standings of the two right now?
No, but I can look it up in a matter of seconds here. So let me dig into my giant bag of Googles.
Do that.
And while you call the play, I'll find the stats for you.
Beautiful. Next time I pass it on, Jay is gonna just drop a bunch of amazing stats towards you guys. There's Rage for the Ducks out from the corner. Will not get the touch he wants, but Chris P is there to follow up his teammate. Viper gets beaten by that ball, and comes Chris from the air, looking for a tight angle to the near post. Will miss out, and now it's up to Rage. Find the far post. Exaggerates the shot, though, and that means his team is still sitting with nothing to show on the scoreboard. There's Chris P once again for the Ducks out towards the right wing. He's got one defender to beat and a teammate to back him up. I think he tried to dribble it past and maybe go for a demo as well. Tried to do too many things at once. And in the end, cannot do much with it. 3:50 on the clock. There's Fitzy out towards the post, but Rage is ready from his defensive line to clear it away. Looks to play center, but gets a bad touch and instead just forfeits possession over to Viper. As he'll clear one out and away now towards the left side. Chris P on the ball, looking for the dribble here. Can he get the flick off? One flick is all he needs to beat Fitzy, but he loses control of the ball. And with 3 minutes and 27 seconds to play, we must ask ourselves, does Jay have the stats yet?
I do. The Flames currently right at 500, 10-10. The Ducks slightly below that, 8-12 right now. So both teams well below the playoff lines in their respective divisions. Looking that they need at least a few wins here to get some momentum going into the second half of the season. So, even with the rematch on the line, both of these teams very, very hungry for a win.
Yeah, so it just makes it a more exciting match. The storyline, it's more and more exciting. 2 minutes of play have passed, and so far, nothing too crazy. While you were busy, looking through the Googles for the stats, we saw an attempt from each side. Neither attempt was anything too scary. We saw a couple of dribble plays come out, and a lot of them sort of failed because the dribbler lost control of the ball in front of the net. And we've seen that happen a couple times from both sides. There's a long clear, though, out towards the center circle. Crispy looking to follow up. It's Viper, though. We'll clear it out and away. Half the game to go. Still 0-0. Crispy looking to put an end to that with the pass from Rage. The Ducks at the halftime mark find the opening.
A dangerous ball here. Viper just a little slow getting up to that corner. Not sure if he had the boost before hitting that pad Fitz really can't do a lot about that one. Hits that intersection, comes down really sharply. Very difficult to deal with when it's right on top of you like that. The Ducks, right at halftime there, get the lead.
Yeah, the Ducks, they can waddle through this game with a 1-0 lead, but it'll be a difficult waddle if they choose to do that. They probably want goal number 2, goal number 3, get some cushion for themselves. There's Chris P looking for a clear out towards the left side. Viper, though, reads it, plays it out to Fitzy, and Chris P able to make amends for his previous mistake in the defensive half. There he is now looking for a ground pinch. Almost found it off the second touch. Rage from afar takes a strike to the far post and secures goal 2 for the Ducks.
Now you can see the defender in net. Viper comes through a little bit slow. You see Fitzy go right in front of him there. Fitz hesitates at that back post there. It gives Rage the angle to the far side. A little bit tough to know if the shot's going to come short side or far side. And Fitz just gets caught right in the middle of that decision. 2-0 Ducks now.
The ball's back towards the Ducks' end. Fitzy looking to finish it off here. Instead, Viper will come through and take care of it for the Flames. Finally one on the board at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rage back towards his own net. Not where you want to put that ball. Viper very aggressive to that one, right where he needs to be, as Chris P busy with his teammate below trying to pick that one off as it comes down. 2-1, good time to get a goal.
Yeah, great time to get a goal. They've got a full 2 minutes now to hopefully not get scored on and or equalize the game, maybe do more. There's Fitzy looking for the bump in the air. Nice idea from Fitzy. He knew that Chris P was going to jump, so he jumped as well to maybe find a mid-air bump. Difficult to read, and he almost pulls it off. The ball, though, back towards the red half of the pitch. Almost goes in. Viper, though, from his own defensive half, is able to clear it away for now. Chris P, though, putting it back into the danger zone as the Ducks look for yet another centered ball, and it does not work out. They do have a 1-goal lead in 1 minute and 30 seconds to hold on to it if they choose to hold on, but you can tell they're hungry. They're hunting down that third goal once again to buy themselves some breathing space. There's Rage looking for a second shot. Both the defenders commit, and if Chris P can put it back to Rage, it could be an opening. Viper, though, will play it out towards the midfield line as Rage rotates back around towards his own defensive end, picks up some boost, and prepares for the clear that's supposed to come through from Fitzy, but Fitzy instead goes for boost. There's a pass center. Viper, though, clears it away. 1 minute to go. The Ducks still up by 1, but the Flames looking for that equalizing goal.
Right now, the Ducks just content to fall back, give the Flames a little bit of space to hit the ball towards them. As they get that ball in their control, they're going to bring it right back on offense on the counter there. First one, putting Fitzy, I believe, in an awkward spot. Yeah, you see him driving back towards his net there. Tough to deal with. You have to make contact with that ball, just kind of rushing it a little bit there with a front flip. Never makes contact. And Crispy just has to wait and touch that one in as it bounces out in front.
Yeah, that is a hard ball to defend for Fitzy when the ball's coming over your shoulder and you have ball cam on. Your car takes up like half the screen. You have no idea what you're doing. So sometimes it doesn't hurt to take ball cam off in situations like that, but regardless, it is a difficult one to defend. 35 seconds to go. The 2-goal lead for the Ducks will hold, and that should be the team that wins at the Ducks. It's difficult to see the Flames to score 2 in just 30 seconds. As I say that, though, they do score 1 in a matter of 5 seconds, and it might work out here for the Flames if they can equalize quickly.
Perfect time to get that goal there. Viper just bringing this one down in the double touch. Rage a little bit late there, but got caught out because Crispy, with that low profile on the Mantis, loses that 50-50 to Viper right at the midfield there. Went clean over top of him. That was exactly the kind of play that you want, as this is a ridiculous fake kickoff here. Flames going to look for another quick one.
Oof, almost works out for Viper. His teammate Fitzy looking to disturb the defensive line of the Ducks. It does not work out, though. 18 more seconds to go. Rage knows that if he keeps this ball in the red half of the pitch, his team will be set for game 1 of the series. There's Chris P knocking one towards net. That's got to do it. The Ducks may have just secured the victory in game 1.
Unfortunately, Fitzy, in his rush to get this ball out, gets an awkward touch. It's away from him off the boards there. Really should have been a save from Viper, though, but I think he got caught out having to rotate back quickly as his teammate loses the ball. 4-2, 8 seconds left. Unless there's a kickoff goal, Chim, no chance. Ducks should take game 1.
Yeah, they need a kickoff goal, and they're not going to find it. 4 seconds to go. Fitzy will try his luck from afar. Maybe if Viper gets there in time, they have a 1-second opportunity, but that's going to be it. The Ducks end up taking it 4-2 in game number 1, and this means the Ducks are now sitting at 9-12, the Flames 10-11. So the Ducks looking to slowly close that gap in the leaderboard.
Yeah, conveniently for both these teams, Platinum League schedule set up in such a way that for the middle 4 weeks, the teams played teams from the opposite conference, so not direct competition between these two teams for playoff spots, but definite wins that the Ducks are going to want to have on the board. They need everything that they can get right now, being so far back in the playoff race at the moment.
Yeah, and it was a close battle in terms at least of shots on net. 7 for the Ducks, 6 for the Flames, and obviously the Ducks able to score over half of those shots. The Flames struggling, only scoring a third of theirs. So we talk about this a lot, quantity or quality, which are you going to go for? For the Ducks, it seems like they can put on a higher quantity and still have more quality shots, whereas the Flames may want to dial it back, not take shots when they don't need to, not shoot just for the sake of shooting.
Part of the problem with the Flames last game, they didn't really have a ton of control with the ball. And that's kind of the big problem when you're not generating offense and you only get these 1 and 2 shot chances. You have to make those ones count. But it's nothing comes when you have to defend for a good half of the game, Shim.
Yeah, 4:46 now. There goes the Ducks with Chris P on the ball. They're looking for an opening lead. They liked finding it the last game. They can't do it here just yet, though, as Viper looking to be off to the races and into the near post. He secures it with a nice late touch just to ensure the ball does go in for his team, the Flames.
Really good control to bring that one up and over the challenge in the corner there. Far side from Chris P. Can't get across to close that gap down. Really good awareness from Viper to get that one upfield. Patient, calm, collected, results in a goal.
Yeah, good from the Flames as well after going down 4-2 in Game 1 to come back at it in the opening of Game 2 and strike first blood here. There's 30 seconds have passed so far, so they know there's plenty of time for the Ducks to come back, but it doesn't hurt to get yourself that leverage early on in the game. There's Rage picking up some boost as Viper beats him to the ball from the center field. Boots it out towards the left corner, looks to pass it to himself yet again. Will hit the ceiling and the backboard, no doubt, and the Ducks overcommitting to that defensive play. Fitzy, 2 touches. Viper coming in as well, almost secures it. The clear, though, will come through from Chris P. It looked like his Octane just getting in the way, stuffing that ball out, ensuring his team is only sitting at a 1-goal deficit as they now push forward. Fitzy needs the clear. He'll find it, play it out and away, but that was dangerous from the Flames, and it's nice to see them, be the offensive powerhouse here, at least for the opening minute of Game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. The Ducks getting caught a little bit in their own end right now. They are doing the same thing that the Flames did last game, which was kind of give the ball away easily and not have a lot of follow-up play. But that being said, right now they're making that adjustment. They're getting a little bit of pressure into the offensive end right now, although that's going to fade there as Rage misses that one. Really had to make contact. It's 2-0. Flames with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Viper has a great eye for this kind of stuff. He notices that they're both out, and if maybe there was a defender in net, he would try to slow the ball down, play it to Fitzy, but he knows there's nobody there. He knows that he's seen one defender commit behind him, and the other one obviously is not in front of him, so it's an easy option. It's a quick route to the net. You find the second goal of the game, and that's exactly what it did. The Flames now up by 2, 3:18 to go. There's Chris P opting out of the boost and for the ball, and in the end he'll lose at least the ball, not the boost just yet. There's Viper playing one out towards the box. Fitzy looking to find goal 3 for his team and just continue to pad that lead. There's Viper, misses out completely. Chris P breathes a sigh of relief and clears it out towards the right side, but his teammate not following up on that one quickly enough. You saw Rage opt to play on the back line. They're down by 2 and they're still choosing to play a bit more passively than we'd like to see. There's Rage looking for the near post. We'll miss out though. 2 minutes and 43 to go. The Flames, they seem content with just continuing to pressure and making sure that Chris P and his teammate are denied opportunities on net. There's one, though, for the Ducks. They find their opening goal of Game 2.
And we've seen Chris P looking for the dribble a couple times in Game 1. This time he gets it there. Viper just lunging into the challenge as Chris P cuts that one around. Very tough to respond in an online game unless you've got the ping of the gods. Doesn't have it in this case, though. Just sees that ball cut right around and very good control by Chris P.
As we approach the halftime mark, the Flames sitting with a 1-goal advantage after losing by 2 goals in the opening game of the night. So it's looking good for them so far. And although they did, get scored on because they committed 2 members to the blue side of the pitch, I think they're not gonna play any more passively than they were before. They feel comfortable in the blue half. There's Viper. Look at that, 2 touches, and the third one is to actually put it on net. Gets himself a hat trick with that.
Juggle 1. Juggle 2, bait Rage into the challenge, and the second you see him come off that line, flick it over the top and in.
I want somebody to clip that and submit it as a play of the week, because that is probably one of the coolest things I've seen an individual player do in MLD, and play of the week is an amazing way to show that you agree with me. You think that that is a cool clip. So please don't make me be the only one who thinks that's awesome, because I'm sure somebody else. Jay, do you think that was awesome? I just don't want to be the minority.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, guys, if you have seen a play that you really like, make sure you've clipped it, send it to us at ML Doubles with the hashtag MLDPOTW to submit plays that you love for the MLD Play of the Week, presented by our friends at Balls Guarana Energy Soda. Get free shipping on your next order with code MLD at checkout at ballsbawls.com.
1:38 on the clock. There's the play from Fitzy out to the half. I don't know why Viper decided to commit. It looked like Fitzy's idea was to just play it out towards the wing and allow Viper time to rotate back into front of their own net now. Ducks with a good opportunity. Rage trying his luck yet again, and he saw Viper sitting on the near post, so he looked for a very difficult far post shot, which is why he missed it. If he looked for any old shot, he could have probably made contact with the ball, but he knew that making contact wasn't enough with Viper sitting on the goal line. There's Fitzy looking to sneak it underneath. Viper, though, picks up a full tank of boost and plays it out to the right corner of the blue side, and his teammate, Fitzy, looking for some disruptions on to, I think that was Rage back there, and he couldn't find anything, so he's a bit out of position. There's Viper, though, finding a long clear, and Rage plays it out to the opposite colored jersey. Fitzy off the crossbar. Viper can't read the ball well enough. 45 seconds to go. The Ducks still sitting with a 2-goal advantage, and the Flames, they seem to be trying but not succeeding at all, as Rage almost puts in goal 4.
And a couple of plays in the last sequence there where you get the sense that you probably could have let that ball go and put yourself in a better spot to react to it. Rage came to the first one there, having to pull that big 180 there to try and play the ball, ends up tipping it to the far side right to a Flames player. And then the Flames, I think it was Viper going up, getting that weak aerial touch that fell right for the Ducks to get a shot on goal off of. You just have to know when not to play the ball, because it's not actually a threat to your net at that time.
Yeah, the Ducks, after out-shooting their opponents, the Flames, last game, they're now, being outshot themselves. Rage will put one in. He gets it in before the 1 second mark, so there's a possibility. It's looking unlikely, and we may as well say they needed a miracle of a kickoff to equalize.
Now here's the question. Do we know whether or not the game works in milliseconds, and that this is actually like 1 second plus time, or if this is, we're never going to find out. But that felt like a whole second, Shim, so maybe it just does round back up to 1 second if it doesn't tick over there. But a good win from the Flames. Really good response to that first game.
That is actually a great point. I think that it's going to be too complicated.
I'll tell you how I know this. There was a bug a while back where you could have 99 boost showing on your meter but not pick up any boost, because boost was actually a fractional number. It was a decimal number. You could have 0.1% of boost, and the game wouldn't let you pick it up if you were above 99. Interesting.
Okay, I feel like maybe time works like that until you reset the clock right from like a goal. Then maybe it'll just round into something. I don't know. But anyways, the Flames, regardless of how the clock works, they're the ones who ended up securing the victory here, tying up the series 1-1 as we head into the third game.
Yeah, great response game from the Flames. They started getting aggressive. They started taking their chances. It was exactly what they needed to do. And in doing so, got themselves out to that lead. And then even though they gave up a couple of weak shots back to the Ducks that almost brought them back in, they were still really at least ahead enough on the scoreboard that it wasn't going to burn them there.
Well, we'll see how Game 3 goes. We've seen each team dominate the opening half with offensive pressure. The Ducks looking to bring it back over to their name, and they've done it here with the opening goal just 10 seconds in Game 3.
Yeah, Viper has to make a touch with that one, but unfortunately no power kind of put that right back in front of his own net. Probably would have been better to just try and touch that into the corner as he was traveling, because his teammate was actually there, and plus he could have carried his own momentum into the corner and looked for a follow-up.
Yeah, I agree with you on that assessment. Hopefully tries it next time around. Viper, though, does need to clear out towards the corner. There's the player, Chris P, for the Ducks. Had a bit of trouble taking care of that one, but in the end does do it and passes it off to Rage, who almost nails one top shelf. Thankfully, though, both the defensemen for the Flames were there to ensure this lead for the Ducks did not get out of hand this early on into the game. There's Chris P looking for a centered ball. Rage is there. He won't get there in time, though. I mean, he will, but it's not a great touch at all. Needs more weight behind it next time around. There's Viper up to himself. A touch on net, a light touch, a hard touch, doesn't matter. Just any touch will do, and it did there for the Flames.
A really awkward challenge between Viper and Rage King. Didn't have a lot of contact, Rage, on that ball. Little cushion touch from Viper with that wheel well. Got credit for the reverse goal to bring that down. Really good awareness to just tip that past the last defender because you could see him challenging from the side.
4 minutes and 12 seconds to go as the Ducks look for a quick kickoff goal. A burst of speed there from Rage, and in the end he cannot secure the goal number 2 for his team. There's Rage pushing forward though. Yet another burst of speed, not that much boost to work with. Does pick up the boost from the red side, so looking at the boost numbers on Fitzy and Viper, it's not looking good. 0 and 60 respectively. They have both since though picked up full tanks as they push into the blue zone. There's Viper winning a stray ball, and that single challenge will get his team the marginal benefit, 2-1 for the Flames.
Crispy, you see him streak off to the side on that replay there. Boost over ball moment as he doesn't recognize his teammate has lost it in the corner. Viper, though, great shot on that. Didn't think it was in when he first hit that, but it found the inside of that far post.
3 goals so far this game in just a matter of a minute and 30 seconds. I don't think we've seen this many goals. Maybe game 1 we saw 3 goals this early on, but still, I like that the teams are picking up their speed, looking to play at a higher pace. There's Rage backing off this ball. Wants Chris P to go for it as he rotates back into the goalie position. That is lucky, unlucky, skilled, unskilled. What do you want to say about it? I don't know. All that we can say is that that is the equalizer for the Ducks.
Yeah, it's a mistake, though. Viper's looking like he's going to set this up. Chris P recognizes that, angles his challenge on that Mantis towards the inside to block that off. The big mistake, though, is Fitzy committing so heavily up onto that play that as soon as that ball is past him, it's gone and off to the races.
I like what you did there with that phrase. There's Viper pushing one out towards the right side. Rage, though, from his own defensive box will have a touch. He's got boost as well and tries to play it off the wall to himself. Viper, though, was there, and that's not the best one to try to play to yourself, but he made it work. His team is the one with possession right now in the attacking third. There's Rage, looks for a service, finds it, and Chris P puts it right in between the sticks. 3-1 for the Ducks.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fitzy, really weak touch there, but it's far enough in front of him that he can't follow up for the challenge. And then Viper, coming through that same corner, really puts himself in an awkward spot because his back's to the play for that whole sequence there. Just a couple of passes out front, the Ducks have the lead with 2 on the hop.
Yeah, after looking at game 1, we said the Ducks like quantity and the Flames need to focus more on quality. That is really showing here in game number 3. The Ducks with 5 shots on net, 3 of those have gone in. They're holding on to their over 50% shooting accuracy. And the Flames have, sort of brought it back a little bit. Only 2 shots on net, but they've both gone in, and they're keeping it a close game. Only a 1-goal deficit. This could be the equalizer from Fitzy, and it will be 3-3 at the halftime mark. The Flames keeping it close in game 3.
This is the exact same goal that occurred to the Flames just a few moments ago. Both players in that corner. One challenge beats both of them straight up field. Fitzy will confirm it, but no need. It was already in. As both teams make an overcommit mistake in the offensive corner and pay for it.
That might be why we're seeing so many goals, because the overcommits are a bit more than we've seen in game 1 and game 2 from both sides, and that means we're seeing more open defensive lines. The goal line, more often than not, is being left empty when a team has possession at the midfield line, and all they need is a quick breakaway. And we've seen both these teams at least be decent at breakaways. Some of them, sometimes they do really well, other times they are merely average, but still, an average breakaway when there's almost no defensive line is workable to get a goal. There's Fitzy. Needs to tap it over the defenseman. Chris P, though, was ready for that flick. In comes Viper, though. And Chris P still will stick to the ball like a magnet. Continue his push forward. Looks for a long shot. And this time around, Fitzy decided to back away. Did not overcommit with his teammate, Viper, as he may have done in the past. And that allowed him to get back to his defensive end when that shot from Chris P did come through. There's Chris P now. Gets a demo and a pass. Teammate Rage, though, not reading the same book. And that'll mean they have possession, but they don't have that 4-3 scoreline they'd like to see right now. There's Rage out to Chris P. There it is. There's the 4-3 at the 1:27 mark for the Ducks.
And the demo created just enough space in the Flames rotation that Rage was able to take his time on the slow rotation in to set this up in the corner. You see Viper, I believe, in the net, just gets caught right in the center as the ball kind of loops over top. Very difficult to defend as well when you come back from that respawn. The Flames now down 1. Still lots of time, though, Chim. 90 seconds is plenty of time to get back in the game.
Yeah, nice fake kickoff there. You saw the Flames, they wanted to respond with a goal of their own quickly, which is why they went into that fake kickoff in hopes to secure possession, find a long clear slash pass from the defenseman who has stayed back, and it almost worked out. They couldn't do much with it though. A minute left to go, 64 seconds to be exact. There is Fitzy, will pick up the ball, and Rage bumps him away, opens up the defensive line from the Flames. Viper's racing back, but not in time. 5-3, the Ducks now up by 2.
Yeah, that bump really throwing Fitzy off, though. He kind of rushed into the play. Viper was there, really should have probably followed that ball up. It was right there. There was no pressure on that one, but Fitzy, for some reason, felt the urge to come out that far to close that distance down, and then ultimately didn't get the touch that he really needed.
You know, we talked overcommits to the, like attacking third of the pitch, but that was an overcommit to the midfield, and it was an overcommit to the same exact position almost. Both players not separated whatsoever as a risky shot does come through. Almost gets past Rage, but Rage is on top of that. There's Chris P with a flick, finds goal number 6, and after being such a close back-to-back game for the opening 3.5 minutes, the Ducks are running away with it.
The Flames just compounding their mistakes right now. Both of them kind of trailed that ball in as it went off the crossbar from Rage Kane's save, and then they get caught not challenging it aggressively enough in the corner. Gave Crispy possession. All he needed was a couple of touches to go upfield. 3 goals out of reach now for the Flames in Game 3.
Viper trying his best maybe to find goal 4, goal 5, and he dreams of a goal 6 if he can make it happen. There's Fitzy missing out. The clear will come through. Viper playing it back to his own half. At this point, I think both teams have assessed their options, have looked at the clock, have looked at the scoreboard, and they've said, the Ducks have the victory. Let's start thinking about the next game already.
Yeah, as you can see, Viper just kind of driving not really effectively on that one. Hit the ball in the corner. That's fine. He got it away from the Ducks play, but then goes in, doesn't get the boost, and then kind of drives completely away from his net without the boost as well. I don't think they were going to defend that shot anyway, but still, you can just see that there's a little bit of tilt starting to creep in.
Yeah, and I mean, can you blame them? They worked really hard to keep it a close game for 3.5 minutes, and then it started slipping away. And let's talk about what changed. Why did they start slipping away? We mentioned double commits, and I think that really might be the issue here for Viper and Fitzy, because I think that 4th goal, right, when it was 3-3, and then when the Ducks were able to make it 4-3, that 4th goal came from just a double commit to almost the same position from the Flames, and that might be where they have to make adjustments if they want to endure a full 5 minutes.
Yeah, the Flames didn't play a really poor Game 3. They drew it back. They were tied 3-3, but they just made a couple of little decision-making mistakes with their positioning, and that's where the game kind of got out of hand. The Ducks scored their 4th. They scored their 5th on a similar one where they kind of drifted towards that ball. It was a really good shot. It was just going in under the bar before it got tipped away by Rage Kane at the last second. And you got to wonder if those 2 goals just kind of set them on that mentality that, you know what, this game is done. And they were just thinking about the next one. But we'll see in the first minute or so of this game. If those tendencies continue, probably they got on board that tilt train heading right to Tiltsville.
I have been there many a time. It's not the most pleasant place, but I personally know the mayor of the city, and he's a nice guy. We get along. But other than that, it's a pretty angry place to be, and hopefully, none of you have the pleasure of taking a trip down there, because you really don't want to. But it happens sometimes, when you're invested into a game like this, when it's your rivals from the last season. The Flames looking to come back on top, though, with Fitzy and Viper connecting just 10 seconds in.
Yeah, Rage a little out of position on that one there. Gets caught coming out of the corner. Actually missed the boost as well. Didn't have any options to play that ball. One pass out front from Viper. Fitzy on top of that one over top of the Ducks. That's the lead that the Flames want. They'll need to build on it, though.
Yeah, so far in all 3 games, we've seen the team with the more shots is the team with the more goals, and therefore the team that wins. We said that the Flames shouldn't really worry themselves too much about that because they were keeping it close. I think when it was 3-3, the Ducks were sitting at like 5 shots on net, 3 goals in, and the Flames were sitting at 3 shots on net, 3 goals in. So they shouldn't worry about that too much, but it is something to keep in mind that if they allow the Ducks to, take more shots, more and more shots as the game progresses, which they seem to do. The Ducks sometimes start off quietly and then they accelerate, and it seems like with each passing minute they're able to get 1 more shot in as compared to the previous minute, and they cannot let that snowball for the Ducks start. And the Ducks, around the 2:30, 2-minute mark, that's when they start really going and try to snowball forward.
A couple of big mistouches there in front. Rage with an awkward touch, but Fitzy with just as much of an awkward one to set up Rage for the missed shot. Really have to be a little bit more intelligent with the ball in front of them. Those flips that don't get the ball away sharply are leading to really unfortunate situations for both teams right now.
Yeah, it works out nicely here. A fortunate situation for the Ducks. And I think to talk about as well, we saw it, the attempt before this goal, the other shot on net that never happened. Chris P looks for from the corner. He takes the ball from the corner, passes it center, gets a demo, and he hopes that Rage is there. But Rage, we saw it happen twice last game. Once this game, he's just not there. So when Chris P goes for those corner pass plays and combines them with a demo, his teammate's not there. And speaking of demos, Rage gets demoed, and somehow his team still ends up scoring. The Ducks up by 1.
Yeah, the challenge by Fitz is fine, but you see Viper, he's caught in a bad spot, having to drift back towards the net. He should have been able to catch that one there, just gets caught trying to flick it away, could have kept himself under control, brought the ball down on top of that Octane. It was going to fall right about where the goal line was, and if he just stayed put, probably would have been able to make contact and touch it down under control.
The Flames, after losing their tie game at around the, 3.5 minutes into game number 3, that's when they started to take that trip towards Tiltsville. Hopefully it doesn't repeat here, and it's not going to happen. Fitzy says we're going to keep this a close game. Once again, keeping that accuracy 2 for 2 for the Flames.
Good shot here. I thought it was a little bit too close to the defender, but it was just far enough away that it forced Crispy to have to lunge at that one. The flip not in time, as the direction on that flat plank of the Matches puts it into the post and into the net.
Just 2 minutes gone, and the team sitting at a 2-2. Tie game number 4, a very important game number 4, especially for the Flames. They have to win this one or else they lose the series, and game 5 of the set will just be them trying to race back, catch some points. And the Ducks, they're satisfied with just winning it here in game 4. They are up by 1 now.
Viper dunked into next century by Rage on that play. No idea what happened to Fitz on that one. I saw him coming out of the corner late. I almost feel like he just never got back after grabbing the kickoff play. And if you're the last player back, really can't get dunked that hard.
Yeah, we said the team to take the most shots was the team that ended up winning each and every game so far, and that holds especially true here because up until just 20 seconds ago, we were sitting at 100% shooting percentage for both sides. So it really is going to come down to who can take the more effective shots and who can increase that quantity of effective shots. There's Viper out to the left side. Fitzy a bit too far up. If he stayed back, he could have built up momentum before hitting it, and instead the ball just hits him and bounces in an awkward direction. There's Rage looking to fire one center. Chris P, though, not sure what to do with it. Thankfully, though, Rage has helped him out there with a demo on the midfield line. There's Chris P out to Rage, who has an option, dribble or clear. He opts for the dribble. We'll look to take this one slowly, cut towards the far post, but Viper was prepared for that cut. The ball, a very, very basic dribble, really. You see more of the complicated dribbles happen with the ball on top of the car. This one, the ball was in front of the car. So an easy read for Viper and his team. Now back on the blue half of the pitch. That one's almost in. Does not float in, though. A minute and 50 seconds to go as the Flames equalize yet again with Viper on the ball.
A really good bounce pass here. Chris P, really awkward into the corner. Had a follow-up play, but he kind of hesitated grabbing that boost. Rage, nothing he can do about that one. His teammate left him out to dry in that corner, losing possession as the shot from Viper really strong and on point.
3-3. Hopefully it's not deja vu for the Flames, as this was around the point in game number 3 where they lost it completely and they ended up losing 7-3. So the Flames have been here once before. They do not want to go to the same place they went, though. A minute and 30 seconds to change their fate as Viper looks for a shot on net. A dribble play, really. It's not working out, though. There's Fitzy missing out. Chris P out towards the right side. There's one defender at home, and he goes by the name Viper. He'll pop one up to himself, flying a clear on towards the net, and you can tell he's afraid of committing to the offensive plays too much. Instead of dribbling it forward, dribbling it further, he just forfeited possession there from the midfield line. So you can tell they're remembering what happened in game number 3, and they do not want to repeat yet another series of unfortunate events. There's Viper with the clear. Rage, though, will clear it right back out to the midfield line. Needs a shot on net here. It's a bit weak, and this should mean that Fitzy has possession.
Ooh, really awkward, though. Fitz letting that fall very quickly. Chris P almost on the end of that one, picking that off. 3-3. Both teams kind of evenly matched here. They're both making the same mistakes that the other team is making at the moment. And it's going to be really comes down to who blinks first. It might be the Flames. That one's long. I think it's just wide. There it goes.
Oof. Yeah. Thankfully, they didn't blink for much longer than 0.1 seconds. If it was 0.2, they may have been in trouble. There's Rage looking for a shot. Viper beats him out. The defender is demoed, and look at this. We have not seen, I don't think at all this series, a goal off of a demo. This is the first time it's happened with Fitzy picking up the demo.
Yeah, really important demo. Fitz chasing that ball down. Both Ducks caught in the same spot as it gets past them. It's Crispy that gets tagged by Fitz on the follow-through, and Viper, great shot to get that in the far post on the defenseless net.
20 seconds for the Ducks to make it up, or else we go to a decisive game. Number 5, Rage sees the window of opportunity, and he is not going to miss out on such a gap that is left by the Flames defense.
Yeah, Viper up the backboard, has to make that touch if he's there. Nothing that Fitz can do to get across, and that's just a loose ball that has to get cleared away.
16 seconds. Look at how close this is. The Flames, once again, keeping that accuracy high. 80% of their shots have gone in, and for the Ducks, it's sitting at about 66%. So the Ducks continuing that quantity play. The Flames looking for the quality, and if the statistics hold, it's going to be the Ducks who win it because they're the team with more shots on net. Viper, though, looking for the zero hero here. Can he find it? Plays it out towards the right side. Comes back underneath, and the ball will hit the ground. It is overtime, 4-4 in Game 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure Viper really needed to bring that one up the boards. I can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to get that one to snap off on the bounce, but the problem with that is to get the bounce play, you have to hit the ground, and you're at 0 seconds. Doesn't work.
Yeah. There's Rage out towards the offensive half, picking it up from the wall. Fitzy, though, actually does beat him to the play there, and Chris P gets beaten out by the bounce from the ball. He is contested in the corner by Fitzy. They both miss out. All 4 players committed to the same corner. No boost for the orange jerseyed Flames. And this could mean Rage, if he finds an inside cut quickly enough, he could have secured the victory. However, he opted to play it out to the diagonal instead of racing right for the center of the net. That is that's when Chris P should have called out nobody's home, just race to the center and take the shot, and he maybe wasn't fully aware of his surroundings, and that means that he opted for the wrong style of play, the wrong route towards the net.
Yeah,
there's Rage now.
Flame shot on net, really good save. And this one, it's already a shootout on the scoreboard, and now it's starting to turn into a shootout and a track meet as these teams go back and forth, end to end.
Yeah, they're playing like attack versus defense. One team has possession, takes a shot, and misses it. The next team has possession, takes a shot, and misses it. And we'll see when that second half of that statement, the misses it part, becomes a scores it, and that's going to be when the team wins. There's Viper out towards the center circle. Rage, though, will play one back over. Viper now from his own backboard. Out to the corner. This is out on the touch, and that means Chris P's got possession. Now Rage is waiting at the top of the box patiently for this play right here. Look to pass it off from the corner. Misses out, though. Fitzy with possession, getting bullied away, though, by Rage. Chris P and Rage committed to the same position. If the Flames had won the ball there, that could have been disaster for the Ducks. Thankfully, however, it wasn't. As we approach the second minute of overtime play, nothing too scary from either side, really. There have been, a couple of great wins in the midfield, but they haven't been able to expand on those midfield wins yet. This is in front of the blue net. Chris P will find a clear, keep his team at a nice 4-4 scoreline. Looking for the golden goal here. The Flames, you got to ask, what are the Flames doing here? They were both on the defensive half, but none of them committed.
They started bumping one another, and Fitzy got spun out by Viper. They fought over the same midfield boost, they went back, started fighting over the same corner boost, and Fitz got bumped just a little bit by Viper in that fight for the boost that he spun out and wasn't able to carry his momentum forward towards the net to save it.
That is an unfortunate way to go out, but at least the Flames can say, we went out when we wanted to go out. We just had to bump each other, and, the Ducks didn't have to really work for that one, and once again, the statistic holds. The team that takes more shots is the team that scores more goals, and it's working out so far for the Ducks. They have won 3 games in the set so far, which means they are the official winner of the set. As we head into Game 5, it is now down to the Flames to prove their worth and keep it a close, tight series.
Yeah, the Flames definitely don't want to go down 4-1. They gave up 4 wins in the playoffs to lose the championship last season, and I'm certain that they don't want to do the same here, but to be honest, it was kind of their own demise on this one, Shim, as they kind of just gave up that overtime goal by fighting over the same position on the field.
Yeah, that is a tough situation for the Flames. It's a very easy situation to carry into a sort of a blame game. It's your fault, Fitzy. No, it's your fault, Viper. Back and forth like that. Hopefully they don't see any, and that's a nice save from Viper coming out of his own wall. I was ready to call a goal for the Ducks, but no, Viper says it's not a goal for the Ducks. It's going to be 0-0 for now. There's Rage putting one out towards Chris P as they look to recollect themselves. Push forward back towards the orange half of the pitch. Rage has noticed an over-committed Fitzy, and he's looking to take advantage of that, and he's not able to do so. There's Viper, needs a second touch towards the net. There it is, and he just nails it. Somehow plows through the defensive line of the Ducks, and 1-0 for the Flames.
This is the problem I have with the Plank hitbox. If you're not the one being aggressive to the challenge, your opposition has a very good chance of winning that one, especially in an Octane. You saw Chris P outside. There's a perfect angle off his car straight towards his net, and Viper took full advantage of it.
Oof. Viper looking to take full advantage of yet another contest on the ground, and not able to win that challenge though, and Rage will find a long clear outwards. He's got a full tank to work with. Viper sitting at close to 0 boost at this point, so Fitzy has to do his job in the defensive line to clear it away before it gets to the box. There he is. Fitzy not going to get there in time. Viper, though, has picked up enough of those small coins to keep himself relatively nice on boost. There he is now looking for a centered ball. A ball that is not fine. 3:52 to go. There's Chris P from the corner. Viper, though, will have the clear. And still the Flames, after scoring that first goal, they have died down. That is not the mistake you want to be making right now in a Game 5 situation. Rage, though, not able to capitalize, and thankfully for the Flames, they still keep their 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and the Flames, a little bit of flirtation with danger there, but they get away with that one. It's coming down in front of their own net. Fitz had the right idea off the backboard, just didn't execute it well. A brief couple of moments of panic in front of that orange net. Don't lead to anything. Rage, though, is going to get this drop. A waterfall right down and in ties the game.
Yeah, well done from Range. Really textbook. He knows that one defender is behind him. The only defender he has to beat is the one in front of him. As soon as he does that, he scores. And it works out for the Ducks. 1-1. The Flames and the Ducks all equalized here in game number 5. Once again, the Ducks have already won the series, but the Flames, every single win counts. Every single goal counts. You got to make sure you can put shots on net. And speaking of shots on net, Chris P. 1201 puts in his first goal of the game, and it's a great goal as well.
Yeah, Fitz takes a very long looping rotation at this ball, grabs a corner boost off the kickoff, which is fine, but his first instinct is to chase that ball up the field away out of his zone. He's not going to get there in time. He's so far away from the ball that all he's doing is expending boost and pulling himself out of position.
2 minutes of play down the drain, 3 more minutes to go in this entire series, bar any overtime play, but after, such a long, tiresome overtime where the Flames ended up losing it due to their own mistake, I don't think they want to see another overtime. They just want to win it in regulation, move on with their lives. No need to sweat any more drops of sweat than, are really necessary here in a game of Rocket League. A 5-minute game, hopefully for them, and not an 8, 9, or 10-minute game. There's Fitzy looking for a clear. Instead, plays it a bit down low. An interesting idea from him. And in the end, it does not work out. Chris P from the midfield looks to win the dogfight in the air against Viper. Rage now has the ball for the Ducks, takes a shot, and again, it's just a shot to buy his teammate some time, his teammate Chris P some time to rotate back, figure himself out, look for a clear, and now he's on the dribble play. Needs to beat one more defenseman by the name of Viper. There's Chris P missing out. Viper, is he off to the races? He has the boost to get there in time. No, actually he doesn't. That's why he opted to go for the boost instead of chasing after the ball, because if he did have the boost, he would have been able to score that, but he did not. 2 minutes to go, 2-1 for the Ducks.
Ball was just a little bit too quick for him to catch up to there. You've got a top speed in a car, and even with boost at supersonic speeds, just can't catch up to some balls if they get a little too far away from you. It's exactly what happened there. I didn't mind the play to go grab the boost, try and set up the pass, just didn't hit the pass to his teammate Fitzy as he came up.
And there's Fitzy trying his luck again from afar. Viper will come in, look for the far post. Rage, though, out towards the right wing. Chris P with a full tank of boost. Out from the wall, looking for Rage on a fall-through pass. Interesting idea. I mean, it's difficult to pull those off, especially when you and your teammate are not always on the same page. Like we've seen the Ducks really on a lot of passing patterns. They seem to be on different pages, but they're still making it work. When they collapse onto net together, that's when they score most of their nets, most of their goals, when they just collapse together as opposed to just having one player pass it, the other one shoot it. It's much more sometimes of an effort that requires a double commit or an individual to show off. And that has been both goals so far. The second goal especially from Chris P. It was just a double touch all by himself. So not that much team play, but when they do get team play, it's team play that counts. 50 seconds to go in this game, and it's a Game 5 scenario. The Ducks looking to win it out 4-1 here in the series.
Exactly, but they're going to have to fade away these last couple of Flames chances, because when they've had the ball on offense, they look good. They just cannot find that final touch, and another example of that there is Viper takes a couple of cracks wide. Just a little bit more spacing, I think, because they get so quick, they're so hasty to come upfield and try to look for that chance that they both get so into the attack that when it doesn't happen, there's nobody there to cycle possession.
16 seconds to go for the Flames to come back. The Ducks looking at it here with Chris P on the ball. 14 seconds to go. The Ducks, it looks like they have secured their victory in the series.
And the Flames, they pay for not being able to cycle possession on offense there. This one was a transition down. It took a couple of cycles to get there in their end, but the Ducks too easily able to clear, get that upfield, relieve the pressure, and then apply their own to the Flames net.
There's Viper. If he can get the double touch here off the kickoff, there might be a chance for his team, but the Flames, those frowns are not going to be turned upside down. They're going to stay frowns for at least another couple more seconds as the ball stays in the air. That's going to be it. The Ducks have secured it in Game 5. They win 4-1 overall in the series. They took Game 1, Game 3, Game 4, and Game 5. Of course, a hard-fought battle from the Flames the entire way through. We saw many moments throughout the game where the teams were tied, where the teams were trading back and forth 1-for-1, and in the end, the Ducks were able to secure it.
Yeah, full credit to the Flames. They were giving it their all, especially with that Game 4 overtime. It was a really tough-fought overtime. It was a really tough way to lose it, too. But they were in pretty much every game. Even Game 3 that finished 7-3. They were in it. They were at 3-3 at one point, and then a couple of bounces went against them, a couple of decisions went against them, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, and I hate to bring this up all the time, but it's one of the few things I've said that's actually been right for an entire series. The team to shoot more shots is the team to score more goals. Just say it. So maybe the Flames take that. That's a nice, consistent tidbit to take away from this. We lose every single time unless we either take more shots on net or take the same amount of shots on net. So what does that mean for the Flames? It depends. They can either say our shots need to be of higher quality, or we can just take more shots. Two options, whichever one works for the Flames. It's up to them to decide which route they want to take moving forward into the remaining 5 weeks of the 6th season of MLD.
Yep, and the Flames will go back to the drawing board. The Ducks will take the momentum and move forward into the second half of the season. If you love the plays that you've seen, clip them, send them to us at MLDoubles, hashtag MLDPOTW, submitted for the MLD Play of the Week, presented by Balls Guarana Energy Soda. When we come back from this next break, folks, it'll be the Champion League taking full focus. The Ducks and their Sky Division rivals in the Hawks will be playing against the Comets as the Blue Conference starts to shake out their playoff race after 5 weeks. You're watching MLD Showdown Sunday here on Twitch.tv. Stay with us.